Whitesheet, and John Whittle, a good friend of mine, is joining us. Hi John.
Hello Paul.
How are you doing? We've chosen a beautiful May day to come out and do some fishing for trout, and we're using the fly rods. John's got a, what's it, 7, 8, 8, 9 type rod. I'm using a 5, 6 light loop rod. John's going to be fishing with a floating line today. I'm fishing with an intermediate. You're fishing a green nymph, aren't you, with a gold head?
Yes.
And I'm going to be fishing a, let's have a look at it. I've got a Montana. There's my Montana there. It looks like a tadpole. I think the tadpoles are out, so I might have a chance. Today is the 7th, is it?
It's the 7th of May.
7th of May. The mayfly haven't hatched yet, John. A bit late because we've had a cold spring.
Yes.
When those mayfly hatch, then you'll see a lot more action off the top. So, 7th of May. Here we go. The reason we record all our fish is they have to stop them up so they know what's come out. So it's and also it's part of their policing. Their bailiffs come down and check to make sure you're doing everything right. So we've gone for a 2 fish ticket. The other thing is, over here we've got a map. And it's worth looking at the map. They've still got it here, there you go. Let me just take it down. Now it gives you all the depths of the lake and tells you where everything is. Now this one is halfway water depths, which is the lake I'm taking you on. There's a peninsula here, which is very worth fishing, with an aerator here. And I might take you down on the peninsula, so you've got options to fish on there, in that bay, down here, or there. Okay. You see you've got lots of options. Yes. The other thing we can do is I could take you down to this part of the lake, and you and I could fish together for the first initial period, and then go on to the peninsula once we've had a little bit of a lesson together. We're looking at 10 feet depth.
Yes.
So before you retrieve your fly, you could allow the fly to sink through the water to determine at what depth the fish will be at. If you cast out and you start retrieving very quickly, you'll be working the surface. If you count to 10, it's normally a second a foot, depending on the line you've got. If you count to 10 to 15, you'll be toward the bottom. So you can do a countdown, and that gives you an opportunity to get down. Even on a floating line, the weight of the fly will go down if you want it. And this is a very good peg. There's a platform there. There are a few trees to be careful of, but you're already 6 or 7 feet out before you get going, and that's a great spot, that spot. So I would suggest we start off here, then we try either of these 2 spots and work our way around. If we get a fish here, then I'll take you on the bottom lake and show you the bottom lake at that point. Yeah. Our middle lake, and this is, to me, it's one of my favourite lakes to fish. Hello. Fish jump there, look straight. Look, look at that, see him jumping. That was the same fish just jumping through. So what I'm saying to you is we might want to put the dry fly on. If you're taking flies off the top like that, it could be a dry fly. Your floating line could be the business. So watch me, I'll just show you how it's done. 1, 2. And we're casting into the wind, it's not helpful, is it? Perhaps we should be fishing with the wind behind us, it might be more helpful. But you can see that it's quite difficult, isn't it? Because we're fishing into the wind here, so I'm thinking twice about location for you. Whether we put you on the peninsula, on there, because the wind's coming this way. Can you see how the ripples come this way? So we're fishing into the wind here. It makes it hard. Should we change our position?
Yeah.
Right, we're fishing the peninsula. There's fish jumping over here. And there's fish over here. That's it. That's lovely. And we'll keep going about there. That's fine. And we'll put the fly in the water. There's a bit of weight on there. And I'll come this side. So remember the clock I was telling you about? You're looking at, basically, without going to these trees behind, you're looking at 10 to 12,
10 to 12.
And then you want to go 10 past 12 or 20 past 12.
10 to 12.
Yeah.
10 past 12.
Yeah, or you can say 22 or 20 past. You don't want to be going less than quarter to and quarter past. And it's the tip of the rod that does the cast for you.
Yeah.
So have a go and I'll just have a look and see. Yeah. That's better because you've now got distance and you've got wind helping you a little bit. Okay. Now, what you're looking for is a pendulum action. So, in other words, the rod is an extension of your hand. So if I show you how I do it, okay, and then I'll give it back to you. So it's 1 and 2, 1 and 2. And I'm letting out line as I go.
Yeah.
And I'm pulling off and I'm pumping out. I'm pulling off, and the thing is, it gets easier as the line goes out.
Yes.
Have you noticed? It's harder when you've got a short bit of line, but when you've got a long bit of line, 1, 2, 1, 2, and you keep letting line out until you're happy with your cast. 1 and 2, 1 and 2, and now look, that's in a fishable position.
Yes.
That's where the fish rose over there. Now, what I do, this line needs to be relayed. I've got a couple of loops in here from the salmon fishing, so let's sort that out for you. The one thing I don't want you to do is get a fish and let your tackle let you down. Now, I've allowed that to sink. Now, the retrieve action is this. You put the line in your finger there, and you do this. This is the retrieve. Slow, stop, slow, stop, slow, stop. And then you go fast, you're in. You're into a fish. There you go, it's yours.
Blimey.
Couldn't believe that. You take it. You take it. I mean, that's it. If you reel it in now get it onto the line. So that way, he's fighting now. Get it now. Look, he wants to go. Whoa, you got a jumper. So that's it. Now there you go, John. How about that? First cast.
Right. You did.
This would be my fish, not your fish, okay? But it's your fish, but my fish off my ticket.
Yeah.
That still gives you a couple if you can land him. Now remember, you've got 4 pound line, so you've got to play him in nicely. I couldn't believe he took it that quickly. I was just doing a little demo. Okay, well done, John. Doing good. It's a rainbow.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
I might have to phone up the lady and get another ticket at this rate. Now, he's got plenty of fight left in him. Look, he wants to go, doesn't he? Doesn't he want to go? He's just woken up. I'll get the landing net ready. They like that olive goldhead, don't they? Don't they like that olive goldhead? So you want to now let the rod do the business. And you gently lift the head up. So you lift up, and then that's it. And then you just walk back a little bit, and I'll slide the net underneath him when he's ready. Oh, he wants to. Oh, acrobatics!
Yeah.
Acrobatics, John. Right, here we go. It's all on video. Okay, here we go. Oh, come on! I've got him. He's ours. Yeah, well done, John. That's a 50-50 fish, you and I.
Look at that.
You've got a lovely 1.5 pound rainbow there.
Look at that.
First cast, and you got the priest, haven't you?
Yeah.
Should we give him his last rites? Do you want to do it, or shall I do it?
You do it first.
Okay. Okay. So, here we go. Back of the head.
Yes.
A nice blow, and it should, in theory, do the biz. So here we go. One hit. If you're not sure, a double up hit. Yeah. He's gone now. So that's how you deliver. And look where we hooked him, right in the scissors. Right in the scissors. Look at that. And get the hook out. So the humanity is to kill the fish before you unhook it. Yeah. Give it its last rites. Fish of about 1.5 pounds. Now what I do is put him in the net, or you can have a picture with him if you want a picture of him. It's up to you.
That would be kind of cool, wouldn't it?
Should we get a picture with him? I've got the camera. And by the way, the camera was running there, John. So I got that on video for you. I'll wash the fish before we present him. Is it? Yeah. Oh, don't worry, John, we'll sort that out. You come and have a picture of this and we'll sort that out for you. Now, to present the fish, it's always wise. Where's the sun? Behind us, so you probably want to stand here. Are you okay holding fish?
Yeah.
Yeah? So, if you want to hold the fish. I think you've got a blue trout there. I don't think it's a rainbow. I think you've got a touch of blue in him. Yeah. You've seen the colour of him. You've got a blue trout there.
Oh, he's got a rainbow stripe, hasn't he?
He has, but there's a touch of blue in him. I think you might have a blue trout there, which is unique. They're quite rare, the blue ones. Now, what's his other eye like? Oh, I did actually hit him hard, didn't I?
Yeah.
I made sure he died.
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, you know, I'll get it on my camera. So what you want to do is present it that way, so turn it that way, hold it like that, and then lift them up so I get you and the fish together, and push him out a bit because it'll look better. It'll look bigger. That's nice, and then I'll get a picture. So, hang on. Okay, that's lovely. That's lovely, John. That's it. Okay, that's okay. It's a start. That's good. A bit more. That's it. You're getting there. And the idea is that as it goes out, you've got to, like, what I do is this line here. If we wet it, let's wet the line. It'll run smoother. I do a little trick. Is wet your line and acts as a lubricant. It goes better. It's just a trick of the trade, that is.
Okay.
So let's wet the line a bit.
Okay.
And then you use this as a shock absorber. So as you pull, oops, what have I done? Let's get it out there again. Now notice I'm giving it a little bit. Look at the I'm whipping it. Look, it's like a whip.
Okay.
I want you to whip that line. I don't want you kind of doing that and that. It won't go anywhere. But if you whip it and you go back and whip that line, you're like whipping a horse.
Okay.
Pretend you're whipping a horse. That's it. It's not easy, is it? We've got a little bit of wind. The wind's changed direction. The wind's now. We should be over there, John. Now the wind's changed direction. Hello, we're in the right spot. You've got fish jumping here. We're in the right spot. Great cast. That was a great cast, John. That was good. The wind's blown it back, but if you had no wind against you, I promise you that would be going miles. So, tell you what I do. Work the wind to go that way. Turn your body around and let the wind work for you. Now, you've got these trees to be careful of, but if you've got the wind, so this is what I would do. Let me show you. If that wind changes direction, you're on the peninsula, use the advantage of the wind. So you go, okay, the wind wants to work with me, so out we go. Okay? So you just change your direction. Watch those trees though. Nice cast. It's getting out there, John. That's respectable. Yeah? So now, once you're happy with your cast, you wait a few seconds, let the fly go down, and then you do the retrieve as I showed you, which is the retrieve position. Remember, is you use that hand, you put your fingers out, and the line runs through that finger, and you're pulling the back here, and then you keep the rod tip down. Now pull, and like pretend you've got a tadpole or something swimming now. So it's fast, slow, stop, fast, slow, stop, and you're now simulating an insect or bug going through the water. Trout looks at it and think, I'm having that, bang. Okay, and then keep that rod tip down. So when you get a take, you can strike up on it. If you have that standing up like that to start with, and you strike, you've only got that.
Yeah.
If you're down when you're playing it in, you've got a whole arc to strike into him. So keep the rod pointed down when you're playing him in. And you haven't, John, you haven't got to wind up, because you've got to recast in a second.
Okay.
So the idea is they only wind up when we move swims. So you can work, that's it, work it. And then I would then, at that point, lift the rod up and still work the fly, because they can take it there and then get ready for your next cast. And away we go again.
Okay.
Now the wind stopped, you might want to go back to your hot spot. When the wind stops, you can then change your direction. That's okay, that's okay. It'll come. It'll be easier when the line goes out there. Keep working it out. And remember what I said about the clock. 10-2 or 22. And it's a whipping action. So it's a whipping action. So you whip back and whip forwards. So I'll tell you why it's not going out as far as you want it to go out.
Go on then.
It's because you're doing this. Your line is there.
Yeah.
And if you want the line to seriously go out, that line has to be flicked back first
Ah,
before it can go forwards. You use the
Okay.
momentum, it's like a douche.
okay,
So
okay.
let me show you. So it's back, forwards,
Okay,
back, forwards. So look, I'm
Okay.
whipping it back. Look at the point of the rod.
Yeah.
That's where you want to be. There
Yeah.
and there.
okay.
There and then there. Where you go. So use the whole flicking action of your rod. That's it. Look at the difference. Look at the difference. You're going miles, man. You're going miles. And we just begun. That's brilliant, John. You have got it. You've got the knack of it now. That's really good. So I'd let that rest and then let it sink. Now count to, you got to decide where you think the fish are. Now if you think the fish could be down halfway, count to 5 or 6. If you want to go down to the bottom and work the nymph up, count to 10 or 12. Keep your rod pointing down when you retrieve, so you've got strike power. And then keep it straight. There you go. Now I would be tempted to, to present my fly to that.
Yeah.
But you might come onto it. You might get one. So rod tip down, and then you want to work it. So you want to make it a jerky action. Slow it up, speed it up, slow it up, speed it up. So small little movements rather than big long movements. You can do a few big long movements, but small jerks. Jerk, 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 and you can use the rod to jerk as well if you want. You can flick it. Yeah, that's lovely. So you're now simulating a little bug in the water, and another fish jumped over there. So there's a few jumping around, John. So you've got the hang of that. And then ready to go again. Now I'll try and cast out to where that fish rose, if you can. I mean, it's a long way, but go as far as you can. Good presentation. See, you're now using the maximum of your line, John. So that means that's it. Take more out. See how far you can take her now. Let's see how far she can go for you. And believe you me, believe it or not, it gets easier as the line goes out. Do you know what? For someone that hasn't really flied fish, that is excellent. If that's your first proper lesson fly fishing, John, you're going to get this. That is brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant, man. Look at that. That is really good. And that's going into the wind now. The wind's picked up and you're still getting out there. See, it's blown back to you now. So you can change position if you want, or you wait for the wind to die down. I'm happy with that, John. Are you happy with that?
I'm happy with that.
I would say for your first 10 minutes learning, most guys can't get that straight away. Most guys are spending 2 or 3 hours to get to that level. So you're getting the knack already. But I've had fish close in, don't you worry about that. I've had fish take it right under the bank. So while that line's curled up, what you're doing is having no effect on your fly, by the way. It's only when it goes straight that'll have an effect. So you want to straighten up as soon as you can, okay? That's it. Speed up, slow it down, and away we go. That's it. Got a bite? Strike into it if you get a bite. You got a bite? You haven't got a fish on, have you? You got a fish on, strike into it. You haven't.
No,
I think you had the weed there. I was going to say, normally when you get a take like that, they normally take off like a steam train. Obviously, the further you can get out, the better, because when you're retrieving, you're covering more water, and then your chance of catching goes up. That's lovely. So I'll count to about 7 or 8. Let it get down, because you're nymph fishing. Nymphs come off the bottom, and they work their way up. If I was fishing with a tadpole, I'd probably be 2 or 3 feet under. But nymph fishing, they've got to come off the base, haven't they?
Yeah.
So you want to count down to 6 or 7. Oh, you soon straightened that out. You soon straightened that out. That's lovely, John. That is lovely. That is lovely. I'm happy with that. You know, minimum effort from you as well. Another fish jumping over there. So, I think you've got the hang of this, John. I want to leave you to work it, and I'll go round. I'm going to fish on that platform with the camera, so I'll still be videoing you.
Okay.
Yeah. John's into a fish, all done by himself, which I'm proud of him. and I'm going to come down and video it. John's fishing white sheets with me, and he's got himself a trout. You can see the bend in his rod. Just look at the bend in his rod, and he's first time with me, cast it himself, presented it himself, retrieved it himself, and made contact with a beautiful fish. And I'm going to come and help him net it in a second. So he's just playing it out. Well done, John. Proud of you, mate. Proud of you. You are a little professional there. Very, very good. Sorry. Sorry, I should have brought the net over. I was just doing the video for photography.
Well, I didn't think.
All I can say is, John, you've got to be pleased with that, haven't you?
I'm chuffed. I'm chuffed. I didn't realise I got him, but then...
Was it an aggressive take as well?
No, it wasn't. It
Gentle
was
pluck. What, a gentle pluck?
Gentle pluck, and I just went and there he was, and I played him for a bit, and I thought I need the net.
Yeah.
I don't know, I must have taken my eyes off him, and he just flipped in the water.
Well, we're doing everything right. I mean, your casting was superb. Your retrieving must have been right. And we've been here...
I got him fairly close in, but then he suddenly had this last wriggle.
I forgot to tell you about that. Just when you think you got them,
Yeah.
they kick off. He's jumping over there. Do you know what? You could present a dry fly if you wanted to. Do you want to have a go with a dry fly?
Yeah, I'll have a go with the dry fly.
Because, I mean, you've had them on there,
Yeah.
and we've still got plenty of time. You've got a 2-fish ticket. We'll give it a go, shall we?
That was fun. That was fantastic. I just felt him there. He was sniggling along the bottom, and I just thought he's tugging now. Push.
What did you? How long did you count before you retrieved that?
How do you mean?
Did you count down to 10 or 7 before you started retrieving the line?
Oh, about 7 or 8.
So you're probably 2/3 way down.
Yeah,
That worked a treat, didn't it?
it did.
Let's try the dry fly. I'll get my box of dry flies out, and then we'll give. You can select those. In fact, you've got those, haven't you?
I've got them in my pocket. Yeah.
Well, do you want to? You have a go at selecting those. Have a look at which one takes your fancy, and I'll video this. I'll show you my fly box. We've got a mixture of flies in there.
Yeah.
So on this side you've got the dry flies, and on that side you've got the sinking flies.
Yeah.
So you've got a choice there. If you want to go with a bright orange, that'll sink. If you want to go with you've got a mixture of green and blacks in there.
Yeah.
You've got the Montana flies, which are always good.
I'll go with this one.
You want to go with that one? That's a Montana. We'll give that one a go, and then that's lovely. We'll tie that up and then represent that, and I'll be standing by for the next fish now, John.
No, you go and have some fun.
No. I'm having fun watching you catch, to be honest with you. I didn't expect you to catch so quickly, but then I should be, really, shouldn't I? You know my little theory.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to teach the uni knot here. So let's just run it through again. Here we go. So in we go. Make sure that guy doesn't drive on my rod over there. Crack. So there you have it. Now,
That's there.
so what you do is you create a loop first of all,
Yes.
and the line goes behind.
Yeah. Create the loop.
Behind. You put
Yeah.
your finger. That's the loop. Can you see the loop?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's just 5 times over that. Simple as that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then hold the hook like that. Hold the hook and hold the line. The hook you pull that way, the line you pull this way, and it creates a noose.
Yeah.
Slip knot. It's a slip knot, really. It's a
Yeah.
glorified slip knot. Then you just put your thing on there, slide it back, and then we just trim off, and you're done. That's simple.
Yeah.
It's like a half blood knot, but it's a blood knot that's over 2 bits of line rather than 1 bit of line.
Yes.
And it's only £4 line. So what happened there? Because you had very little line out and you're close in, you thought you had the fish.
Yeah.
He had a bit more in him,
Yeah, he did.
and he powered off, and you had no way to let him go, did you? So
No.
all that could happen was the £4 line would snap.
Yes.
So if you get that, lower off the drag and let him run. If he wants to power off, if you hold on to him, he will just smash
Well,
it.
I'd let him run a couple of times, and I thought that's it. He's given up, but he hadn't had his swine.
These fish are tricky. They give you the impression that they've over and done, they're spent, and they hit you the last bit. I've lost so many fish that way myself.
Yeah.
So you are Mr. what I call independent, John. You can do this all by yourself.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'm fishing here at Whitesheet. I'm fishing with a Montana, an intermediate line, on a small 5/6 rod, and we're going to have a go. John's had one on and off, fishing with John Whittle, and we're going to see whether we can get a fish in this swim. We saw a fish surface just a minute ago, so we'll try presenting the fly to him, and let's have a look. Just need to sort that out. There we go. Let's have a look at it, see how she's working in the water, and then we've got to watch these trees. That's the only thing we've got to be careful of. So we're going to go out and we're going to try and catch a rainbow trout or a brown trout. And John's fishing over there, I'm fishing over here. Just going to get out and we're going to see whether we can catch a nice fish in the fishery here. So let a bit of line out, give that a chance to sink, and then a slow retrieve. On, John. Decent size. Yeah. That wants to go miles. That wants to go miles. So we'll let out a bit more line. Give that a chance to sink again. So 5, 6, 7, 8. It's a gorgeous day in May. The mayfly hatch hasn't happened yet, but we will be around when it does, and then we'll work again. There's fish taking flies off. Oh, we're in. We're in. Fish on, John. It's a decent size. He's took the black Montana and he wants to go. He's going. But I've got a knot in my line here, so I've got to be careful here. Sort this out before we go any further. It always comes at the wrong time. I've got a knot in my line here, so let's unravel this. Hopefully he's not going to run too fast before I get this knot sorted out. Right, we're out of the knot. Knot's out. Kept the line on. So now I'm going to try and play this fish in. So get the line onto the spool. Look at that for action. He's jumping towards me as well, so you've got to keep up with him. Off he goes. Oh, look at that. Leaping through the air, John. Great bit of action here. He's quite big, he's about 3 pounds, this one. Oh, he's powerful. See it down there. And see whether he's going to go. Oh, he's off. Whoa, look at that for action. He's jumping towards me as well, so you've got to keep up with him. Off he goes. Whoa, whoa, look at that. Leaping through the air, John. Great bit of action here. He's quite a biggie, he's about 3 pounds, this one. Oh, he's powerful. You can see him down there. He's still got loads left in him, loads left in him. And we'll just reel him up. Here he comes. We're going to play him in now. Here he goes. He's just got. Whoa! What? He has got some fight in him. Look at him go. Wow, what a jump that was. Okay. Good fish. Let's get on for 2 or 3 pounds, I think. Acrobatic.
That's the last minute jump, isn't it?
Boy, does it jump. Aren't these jumping today, John? It's a nice fish. There you go. Whoa! Whoa, look at that. Acrobatics. Acrobatics. Boy, does it jump. Aren't these jumping today, John? Woo! He took that black Montana. The one you've got on. These rainbows are so powerful, aren't they, for their size? 2 or 3 pound fish can put up a great fight. But here he is. So what I'll do, John, I'll walk back and get his head up. If you don't mind slipping that net underneath there for me. Whoa! You took that black Montana.
Yeah.
The one you've got on. These rainbows are so powerful, aren't they, for their size? 2 or 3 pound fish can put up a great fight. But here he is. What I'll do, John, I'll walk back and get his head up. If you don't mind slipping that net. I've got him hooked there, look. I've got him hooked there, look. There he is. That's a beauty. I think it's about £3 of that one. Look, the hook's come out. The hook's come out. Look, the hook's come out. The hook's come out.
I haven't got the priest.
Don't.
Holding the bag up.
I'll tell you what. I'll put him in the water then, so he's not gonna. I'll put him back here.
Yeah, if you don't jump out, I'll go and get the priest.
Okay. I'll just hold him there. Well, how about that then for a fish? That's on an intermediate line. Just get the priest and we'll give him his last rites. And there's the fish in the water. You can see how beautiful he is. Look at that. That's a beauty. Let's have a little look at him in the water. I like to look at the fish in the water. Look at the spots on him. He's lovely. Really, really pleased. And it's a fish of about 2.5 to 3 pounds. Acrobatic. I mean, this hot weather brings the acrobatics on these fish. So it's good to get out here on the trout lakes and have a bit of fun. You can see he's still got plenty of energy left in him. He's a lovely fish. Lovely, lovely fish. So John's going to get the priest.
I haven't got the priest. Holding the bag up.
I'll tell you what, I'll put him in.
Yeah, if you don't jump out, I'll go and get the priest.
Okay, I'll just hold him there. Right. Oh, Jack, that's a newt.
A newt, oh sorry.
We've actually got a newt. I want to get my zoom on him. That's a nice bit of wildlife. We've actually got a newt that's gone in on this fish. That's lovely. John, can you hold that? If I get my zoom camera on that, I'd like to video that. If you can give him his last rites first, and then I'll go and get the other camera. A newt that likes trout. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? John just brought the priest round. He brought the bag as well. We've kept this fish fresh. We stuck it in the side of the lake, and John said that we had a lizard in there or something, or what do you call it, a gecko?
Yeah.
It's actually a newt. It's quite a rare one. So we're going to put him back in the water soon. But I tell you what, let's get a close-up of his head. That's what a newt looks like. And let's look at his tail, because that determines the type of newt we've got. There's 2 or 3 different British varieties, John.
Oh.
So we'll have to try and go home and check out which variety this is. Jared will know, he's into newts. I'm very pleased with that, John. Thanks for sharing.
Okay.
Where is he? Oh, yeah, I've got him.
There you go. There he goes.
I've got him. Right. Let's have a look at him. Is he gone? Oh, he's on my net. He's on the net.
Ah.
Where's he gone?
He's on the...
Is he on the net? Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
I've got him. There we go. Oh, that's lovely, John. That's alright, he'll make his way. I'll get some nice shots in. Oh, he's beautiful, John. Oh, well pleased with that. Look, there he goes. He's working his way through. Lovely little fella. Let's get his eyes. If I can get his eyes. This looks good, John. Looks good. I like the way you're presenting your fly. Nice and straight. It's lovely. I spoke to Martine. She's given me a 2-fish sporting ticket.
Yeah.
So that means that we can fish. The top lodge lake is the sporting ticket. So what I was going to suggest is, once you've caught your first fish here, if we both go up to the top lake, you can get your second fish on the top lake, and you and I can fish that together then.
Wow.
If you're happy to do that.
Yeah.
You get any more takes or not?
No. There's one rose just around about here, so I'm
There you go, look at that one.
taking my time.
There's a rise. I reckon they patrol around this bay here, all in that bay. But you're getting the hang of this, John, aren't you?
I am.
You've got to say that. You're getting the hang of it. Yeah, you're getting some good distance. I know, that's a pretty respectable distance, must be. I reckon you get further. I mean, look at that.
Oh.
Yeah. That newt was a bonus, wasn't it?
It was, wasn't
I didn't expect that in the net. I thought you were saying you got a crayfish in there, because sometimes I've had a mate put his fish in there and the crayfish help themselves. Do you fancy a bit of crayfish tonight as well? Crayfish supper? They're tasty. On Young Men's Camp a couple of years ago, we had a few crayfish at the carp lakes, and the guy let us take them. He thinks they're a nuisance, and we cooked them, and they were lovely. Those crayfish taste lovely. Give that a few seconds to sink. Got a lovely robin singing in the tree here. There he is. Really lovely. It's beautiful. Lovely robin. Look at this. I think it's a brimstone. It's a little beauty. Just flying off now. Right, we've got a bumblebee that's buzzing around here. There he is. We'll get a close up of him. Looks beautiful, doesn't he? There he is. I keep steady, the wind's blowing the tree. So that's the bumblebee. The butterfly feeding on the nectar from that particular flower. Is he taking pollen from the tree? He's taking something. There you have him. It's lovely to see the bumblebees coming out now. The hot weather's coming. That's lovely. Did you feel the vibration where it came up and just kind of like...
I just felt some vibrations on
Yeah.
it. I went, shh, I didn't get it.
Yeah. What pleased me is I got some lovely footage of you with the rod bent from the far bank, and
Oh,
you playing in that fish. And if I'd have got over to you a bit quicker, we'd have had that on the bank.